Welcome, Mr. Huang. Thank you.
Thank you
for being with us. We like these sessions to be a little more personal.
Sure.
And so I would like to ask about your own personal journey. How does a man end up chairing one of the most influential corporations in one of the most exciting fields in technology?
Okay. My personal history is pretty drastic, okay? I was a graduate physics department in Taiwan University, and then I changed my mind. I went to United States. Then I get the medical doctor degree from Mount Sinai School of Medicine, New York, which is pretty good hospital and school.
Yes.
And then after that, I spent a couple of years in research laboratory. Then after that, I came back to Taiwan. I was a professor in physiology and medicine at Taiwan Medical University for about more than 10 years.
Wow.
That's what I did. But I have a plan. I want to establish my own business maybe before 40 years old. So it was a chance when the worldwide PC started. So all the Taiwanese people was jump onto this stuff. And a friend asked me, Frank, do you want to invest or share this high-tech industry? I said, why not? Okay, so I start. Then I was start with making a scanner. The scanner it's an Apple scanner. I was, was pretty much, it's very profitable because Apple has a faster speed compared to PC, So then in certain years, during this period when I also make a PC, one day I find there's a big shortage of memory, DRAM. At that time, 90% or 95% of the memory is made in Japan. Mm-hmm. If you don't get the memory in Japan, you're dead. You cannot ship out your PC. So I learned this. I make my mind. If there's a chance, I will do the memory. So, but a couple of years after, Taiwan and Japanese government agreed that they're going to transfer technology. At the time, Japan government they transferred technology somehow to Korea, so formed Sony. Samsung is to get technology from Japan, and we get technology with Japan, Mitsubishi Technology, Mitsubishi Electric, and we start our memory manufacturer. But there's one thing I had never understand or figure out. The business is a psychology. You can make a big money one year, next year you lost so much money you don't even believe what is going on.
Yes, we know. So this takes you from being a medical student to an investor, waking up to a gap in the market. It also places you quite centrally in the origin story of Taiwan's journey with semiconductors.
Yeah.
May I ask, what, if any, role does the government play in that story, in the success journey? Because we need to study this.
Okay, in 1980s, Taiwan government have find something for this island to move ahead. So there are some people who was thinking there's a minister of finance. His name is Li Guoting. He thought that we should do something about this, and then there was an argument government, but it's a chance. So they recruit Maury Chen. Maury Chen was the original semiconductor at the TI. So he did come back to Taiwan, and the government asked him to do semiconductors. So at the beginning, that TSMC is between the Taiwan government and some private sector plus flip company and put together in this company. According to Maury Chen, it's a small company, and then it's a lot of hard time because the business model he has is nobody figured out. So gradually he started, and then he told me that he has asked other, like Intel, his old friend, more laws, more, got more, and they help me with some. Gradually they pick up the business, and then one day, the key point is, at that time, a lot of big companies had money to build a fab, 8-inch, But after that, 12 inches is so expensive. Another design house said, no money. They have a title, but just cannot make it.
Right, so here is a government being supportive, but not doing any of the funding itself. And just, we've got a broad audience here at CogEx, but remind us what is at stake. Remind us of the importance of semiconductors within the global tech landscape.
At that time, semiconductor is one part of high tech. Okay, you don't see it because you have Intel, you have all these things, and then Microsoft. You also see these things. It's not so essential, apparently, because everybody has PC. Okay, I want to speak interesting story about. I was making a clone of the Apple. Then was Steve Jobs was not in Apple, back to Apple yet. So I finally have a clone, and I'm doing quite well and doing the good money. Suddenly one day, Jobs offered his next software to Apple, and he came back. Then I think this is a disaster, because when he came back, he definitely will continue. I cannot continue license Apple stuff. So one day he was revoked my license. So I have to admit, Jobs in Cupertino, he was just came back to Apple. He has a big beard. He wears Indian pajama. Yeah, that's the interesting story. Then he said, I said, Jobs, look, Bill Gates is the richest guy in the world. Why don't you license? And your software is better, Jobs, it's a real funny guy. He said, of course, our software is better than Microsoft. But I tell you, Frank, money is not the issue. Or the first time, money is not the issue. Then he said, I would never share my technology with anybody else besides ourselves. That's the key word of Apple today.
Yeah.
Apple don't share nothing with anybody. That's Steve Jobs.
Yeah, that is.
He told me back to 97 or 98 sometimes, So, it's so funny. I knew Jobs were making Apple great again. Yeah. It's a good company to invest, but he cost me $100 million. I hate him so much. I won't invest him. So I missed a big chance on
yes,
Apple.
You did. Well, we're going to welcome questions, but the stability of Taiwan is on all of our minds. So help us to understand how you see the importance of that stability, what it means for the world, but also for the tech industry. It's crucial.
Okay. After all this year, we become bigger and bigger, especially TSMC. It's a big investment. You can make enough money to invest. Yeah. Now we move to 2 nanometer and all these things. We are ahead of everybody. 75% of up to 70% of chip was made in Taiwan. Yeah. It is a fact. You cannot deny it. Okay. What's going on is that we also a major supply for Chinese guys too. They manufacture PC, notebook, all made in China. So it's so important. If we have a problem, we cannot ever ship out the chip. You don't have Apple. You don't have anything. You don't have PC. The world will be in totally disaster. So right now, Japan, United States understand this is a stake so big. The job is keep Taiwan move on. Make sure there's no war, there's no fighting between Chinese and Taiwan, and make sure China not going to invent Taiwan, all these things. Why United States spend so much time. And suddenly, all the European countries, Australia, UK, France, they understand if there's a problem in Taiwan, it's going to cause them trouble, not.
Yes.
Sometimes it's far away, nothing to do with me. But if they don't come out with a chip, maybe, okay. This becomes so obvious. You know why? 3 things happen. First of all, during the COVID-19, every big automotive company shortage of chip. I received the Volkswagen and BMW, Mercedes, and Ford, everybody. So suddenly they work harder. Our government never received from, but those guys visit Taiwan would make sure that we get a chip.
Observe.
Suddenly it will become, this is so important. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't go to Taiwan, you have no chips, you have a big trouble to ship out.
So on the flip side, though, countries all around the world, including here in the United Kingdom, creating their own semiconductor strategy, pledges of investment. What is your advice to them? And indeed, let's say the British example.
Okay. First of all, if you want to invest anything, this is the biggest money eater, money consumption index ever. And the second problem is have to move more advanced technology. Every next movement of the new node costs you more money than previously. So the genius of the, it's created by TSMC to make sufficient money to invest the next. If you don't have start, there's no way you can invest 2 nanometer, because way to create money, 20 billion US dollar just for the 20,000 wafer, that's crazy,
All right, but so if we say we know that hasn't put us off, what's your other advice?
I think what country like UK had a lot of talent, you have a lot of designer, and you run very good software, you have a Cambridge, Oxford. The thing is, link between the UK design, we can make a chip for them, then you put your software, you're still very competitive. This is what exactly, let me put this way, you're looking right now, everybody talk about AI, NVIDIA, but NVIDIA, when, Jim Huang, he came to Taiwan, he announced, this is the capital of the AI hardware.
Yeah.
We made everything. And so, but that's enough, not enough. Somebody had to make system software to support it.
Okay.
So for this high-tech industry, the global is packed together.
Yes.
Taiwan cannot survive alone if nobody writes software. So this...
And you are our collaborator as well. So why don't we open it for questions? It could be about something that Mr. Huang has said already that hasn't been touched on. I see in the front row here. Very nice to see you. Should we just get a mic down for our online audience? And I'm looking around for other questions, contributions as well. Please. And by the way, everyone, feel free to say who you are. You don't have to.
Good morning, Mr. Huang. Thank you very much for the good words there. The talent shortages in the chip industry, with automation being at the forefront of the AI revolution, where do you see talent shortages being playing a part within this space?
Good. I want to, actually in this talking, I'd like to express in a different angle of AI. Today's AI, everybody with a chartered HTTP, it's called data processing AI. So it's a big data processing wave. But there's another AI. For example, you're going to make a toy. You're making a door. Your daughter has a door. But this door, if it goes AI, the door only can talk to your daughter. It talks to nobody. It belongs to nobody. This is AI. Your home appliance, there's AI. You can command him to help you to do that. This is AI. So the next movement of AI, many things. It cannot do the NVIDIA. It's so expensive. It's a chip we can make for AI, where you can have a small enjoyment of the other home working. AI help you. Machine help you. We need this AI, and we will create this kind of AI by next year. In the lower cost, chip less than $50 at least, and you buy this AI.
How confident are you that your education system in Taiwan is training the technologists of the future?
Okay, Taiwan has formed a so-called semiconductor college, training people who, this is between government, university, and industry put together. That's the only unique in the world. We can train all the engineers we need.
They're quite old by then, aren't they? I mean, this is later
These
stage.
are 3 years of new programs.
No, forgive me, but for the students, they are in their late teens, 20s perhaps?
Yes, and young student.
Too late?
Not, we are asking anybody who want to, as long as you know mathematics, you have a little bit mathematics, okay.
Let's have another question. Where shall we go? I see in the middle here. Nicole, nice to see you.
Hi, thank you so much for your candid nature and also understanding the fact that you need to collaborate, otherwise you stand alone and you can't do anything. I've spoken in Taiwan at an event and absolutely loved it, and everyone was incredibly welcoming. But what I really loved, and I always forget her name, Audrey Tang, I really love the open-mindedness. So therefore, it's not just about tech, it's about the human element, where they were so open-minded to have her as the first transgender minister.
This is the innovation minister, who is
Yes.
absolutely brilliant.
Incredible.
Well,
And I just wondered if you also felt that that was a big clue as to why Taiwan was so forward-thinking, was because of the open-mindedness of people in general.
First of all, Taiwan is a place. I think through the global, many countries I've been through, Taiwan is the most friendly country to foreigner, for sure. We don't care where you are Arabian, you're black, you're white, you're from Vietnam. It's a friendly country. For some reason, compared to other countries, Korea and Japan, Taiwan much nice place to be. So a lot of people went to Taiwan study, they don't want to go. They want to leave because they treat nicely. I don't really care if from Africa, if from we don't care. We really nice to foreigner. It's a place my personal experience that we have so nice to foreigners. So our government, because of the restriction of China, we don't keep a lot of diplomatic relations. But by non-diplomatic relationship, we have actually much better friendship with many other countries, and so it's a great place to be. And we forget about whether we will be fighting for our as an independent country or not, but we do our own things, do the way we are one of most civilized country, democratic society. In TV, you can say anything. You don't like a president, you can say something bad about him or her, whatever you like. TV is open for you. So by trying to make this country or this place to continue to survive, conduct, what we really care is continue our own way of life, continue to develop our technology, our industry. Whether we in China in something, it's not so matters to everybody, but we have to protect our own way of life, and that's important to us.
No, understood. Thank you. Really interesting question. Other questions around the studio here, looking around? Incidentally, I was asking my daughter this morning, my 9-year-old daughter, would she like to have an AI friend? And she said, well, first of all, you can't have an AI friend over for a sleepover. She said, second of all, I can share my secrets, but AI does not have secrets.
No. We are making personal AI. A chip, only your command. Your daughter going to have something, only she can command this door or this anything. It's toy, anything. It's a whole command, only.
What about me as her parent? Can I come in?
No. She has a full control of this kind of thing. I guarantee it's going to happen.
So aside from the geopolitical points that we've touched on, when you look at possible futures for AI,
Yeah.
what troubles you and what gives you hope?
I think the AI making very thing personal. For example, your family have one kid, you don't have a playmate or your thing, you can have an AI kids. So they were very happy because the AI will never try to store anything or fighting each other.
Okay.
Just tell you command.
So that's hope.
And the kids will be so pleased because I'm in command. So, I guess this is going to happen somehow, okay? Everybody has your own AI, conduct your own business. It's not shared with others, it's on yours. Okay, this is going to happen.
Well, what you've been talking about, though, Frank, is in Taiwan the power of human-to-human connection. Can technology enhance, to what extent can technology enhance human-to-human connection?
I think chip we made is standard. What you're going to put this here in system software and commenting this is your effort. Anybody can make effort to make this chip become, to create something you want. The real stuff is a system software. In a country like UK, you have a very strong software system. You're looking, you see the ARM, all the platform it's made in UK. You can have this chip and make whatever you want to make. That's what we suppose. We just supply you the chip. But this chip allow you to make whatever you want to make.
Well, there are other companies who would take a different view and say, we have strong opinions about how our technology is used. In fact, we do not want it being used. For example, we interviewed someone on this stage yesterday who said, our AI's ability to read emotions, for example, must not be used, in their opinion, in surveillance. How agnostic are you when it comes to how...
What I like to say is that it's like a handset. You can have your handset, put the data, all you belong to you. Same as the AI, put in, it's enhance what they belong to you, right? Your handset is your command. People cannot take your handset away, right? Unless there's something, but you can lock your handset.
No, we see that, except you're in a very powerful position to decide who uses your semiconductors.
No. It's okay. I think there are some tools that eventually you have an AI chip, but you can put whatever kind of software system you want to command this chip to go to your own way. Okay, I want to have this, things that the car, only thing I say, you only listen Frank Huang, nothing else you go in that.
So what are examples of use cases that you come across your desk as the chairman, that you say, we do not approve this use of technology, we do not want to work with you?
There is a problem, I think, that we cannot, we have no way to prevent the evil coming to AI. I don't think we can. But we must careful to conduct the precautionary AI. For example, if you're a terrorist and use AI, what can I do about that? Right? They can have a remote explosion or something like. It's our job to provide this technology, but it's going to everybody's responsibility. Make sure AI not become useful by terrorism or other evil action or criminal. That's what we cannot prevent.
Well, I wish we had longer to delve into this. Is there a final question in the audience? I see, I won't name our guest just in case. Please.
Hi, I'm Suki. One, thank you very much for your frankness. And two, I would just like to say I agree with you about you can't tell people what they're going to do with your software, with your hardware. It doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, we all know when you put something out into the world, it can be either used for good or for bad. And that's the yin and yang of life. And that's also the biggest problem we find with technology is that we build something and it's tech for good, but unfortunately, tech for bad doesn't have a line. And what I found absolutely fascinating was when you said there was a school. For me, that was like, wait, there's a school and you teach people how to build semiconductors? Why does that not exist in this country or in the US? I don't really understand how a country like the UK or in the US, where the population is significantly larger, that does not exist.
Yeah, it's a great observation.
How do you propose that industry and government and education work to make something like that happen here? Because if you're saying that we're going to have that technology where people here can actually build it themselves and collaborate with you, we need to nurture that talent. How do you propose they do that? Because
I probably influenced by too much TV series. Everything, probably your software, you know, you hack and see, it's existent. Hacker, take a software system, same as AI, but it will make their job easier to become a hacker. But as I said, all the government, if you have an AI, FBI, CIA, they will use the higher technology, make sure the AI will not become a terrorist or something else. There's always a thing you can do good, and majority is good if you have. Look, for example, I believe, that's my personal believing, okay? Right now, every kid can go home, take homework. They ask, ChatGPT, please answer my homework. So maybe one day the teacher see why everybody homework is the same because it comes from the same ways. This can happen, could happen, So somewhere this AI stuff sometimes make us even stupider because we don't have to do anything. Somebody do that for me. We have to find another way. Make sure the kids, make sure the student become brilliant. You have this, you should develop something else.
Yeah.
But you cannot have all the AI and you were lazy, you don't do anything. AI teach me to do everything. So this is something we order to the government, education institute.
Yes.
Many people must watch the negative side of this stuff. Because for technology company, we want to sell this, want everybody use it, we're happy with it. But for society, you have watch the negative side. Make sure things doesn't go to negative or evil or wrong thing.
So we started on your student days and we finish on the students of tomorrow. We've been beaten by the clock, but I want to say a massive thank you to Mr. Frank Huang. Thank you very much.
I am giving you any way I say it.